Alright guys, so we're moving on to the next topic, which is volumes of combinations of solids. So you can write this heading: volume of a combination of solids. Okay. So we're going to do the same thing that was happening in the previous topic, that surface area of combination of solids, except instead of surface area, we're going to find volumes. Okay. So we'll have to look at things differently now. Because of what we are measuring. Can I have your eyes on the board now? Pens down. This is the first question. We'll directly jump to the question because we've seen the formulas already. Okay. Shanta runs an industry in a shed. This is a shed. Okay. Shed is like a tent-like thing, something like that. Shanta runs an industry in a shed which is in the shape of a cuboid mounted by half cylinder. Can you see that? This is a cuboid. Okay. Mounted by half a cylinder, and note that half a cylinder is like a cylinder cut from between. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I'm not following you, Hemanji.
It's like
cut the center. Yes, correct. He's getting the thing. I'll show you from where he's getting. You're right. Like if you cut like this, then it will be one more cylinder only. No, it will still be a cylinder only. Okay. So if you're following what's happening here, yeah, there is a cuboid here, and then there is a cylinder on half a cylinder on top of that. Let's read the question properly. Okay, they're asking us if the base of the shed. So they're giving us dimensions. Okay, 7, 15, 8. Okay, they're giving this 7, so we know this is like the diameter of the cylinder. So that will help us find the R of the cylinder. What will be the H of the cylinder? The height of the cylinder will be what? What will be the H of the cylinder? Anyone? Note how the cylinder is kept. This is giving us the diameter of the cylinder. So my radius is 7/2. What will be the height of the cylinder, Asghar? 15. Yeah. Can you see this? So this is my cylinder. The cylinder is kept like this, right? Yeah. So this part is my height of the cylinder. Okay with that? They have cut this cylinder from between and they have removed this part. Thank you, G. I'll just show this to you on this thing here. Do we have a cylinder? We don't have. Okay, so then we have a cuboid here. Okay. The question, see how they phrase the question. They're not asking volume directly. Okay. They're asking us find the volume of air that the shed can hold. Whether it is volume of air or volume of sand or volume of water, does not matter. Volume is the space occupied. So does not matter air, water. It will change when we talk about mass. We have a question like that. We'll go there. But when we say about volume, it does not matter whether it is volume of human flesh or whether it is volume of. Okay, it's all space occupied by that container. Okay, how much space is there in the container? Yeah. So volume of air the shed can hold, can we do? Yeah. It's simple. So for volume of air the shed can hold, I have to first calculate the volume of, so basically volume of shed or volume of air that the shed can hold, just to keep it in, of air that shed can hold totally. Yeah. If some human beings enter, then the volume of air becomes less. Humans start occupying some space. Are you understanding this? Yeah. So volume of air that the shed can hold is equal to half of volume of cylinder plus volume of cuboid. Can we do this? Yeah. Volume of cuboid is L into B into H. That is 15 into 7 into 8. Half into volume of cylinder is half. Why am I taking half? Is it good with you? Because the cylinder is half of the entire cylinder that would have been like this. Yeah. So we have half into pi r square h. Here you have to be careful about what are you taking as h. Don't confuse with this h. Maybe here you will think 8. So just be careful about that. Okay. So maybe before that, for cylinder, you can write for cylinder h is equal to 15 and r is equal to 7/2. Okay. Yeah. Once you write that, it will be clear what to write here. Good with that? You'll be able to calculate. Yeah. All right, continuing now. Now let's focus on what the question is because so actually let's calculate this quickly so that we can do the rest of it also. What are they taking? Then you take pi is 22 by 7. Okay, so this is equal to 1 by 2 into 22 by 7 into 7 by 2 into 7 by 2 into h is what 15 plus L into B into H, that is 7 into 15 into 8. 7 into 15 into 8. Okay. Sorry, 8. This goes 11, this goes, and then you have 7 into 15. I can take common just for ease. You are comfortable doing it outside, that's also fine. I'm just taking it common out. 15 bracket, I have 11 by 4 plus 8, that's equal to 7 into 15. 11 plus 4 8s are 32. 32 plus 11, okay, 11 plus 32 by 4, that's equal to 7 into 15 into 43 by 4. Now you do this calculation, you will get some number. I'm just going to look at it and write here. It's 1128.75 meter cube. All right, this is the volume that air will occupy. Okay, now come back to this question. They have a second part to it. Okay, the second part is asking further. Now here the second part starts. So you have to be able to identify, okay, here one question is being asked, find they have used, one question has been asked and it is over here. Okay, after that the second question has started further. Now they're doing something about the volume here. Okay, they're saying suppose they said no, it's an industry. So suppose the machinery in the shed occupies a total space of 300 meter cube. Okay with that? Machinery like the desks in our classroom are occupying some space currently. If we add all of that together, we will get some meter cube or some centimeter cube, right? Just like that, the machinery in that building is occupying a space of 300 meter cube. Okay with that? Yeah. And there are 20 workers, each of whom occupy 0.08 meter cube. Same size workers they have. Okay. Each of them has 0.08 meter cube. What is the total that the workers will occupy? Yes, Tulsi? 0.08 into 20. Yeah, that's the, not meter square, meter cube. That's the total volume that the workers will occupy. They're saying, so machinery is occupying this much, this many workers are there, they are occupying this much. Then how much air is in the shed? Yeah, simple, right? We are going to add these values, that is total actually air in shed will be equal to volume of shed, which we calculated before, minus volume of machinery minus volume of workers. Is that okay? Yeah, is my handwriting clear? Getting it? Huh? So volume of shed kya mila? 1128.75 minus volume of machinery is what? 300 meter cube minus volume of workers is 20 into 0.08, and you calculate this. Okay with that? Yeah, any doubts? We good, comfortable? Okay, move on to the next one. Abhi you followed this everything. Okay, only see what our intention here is, we get fluent with what are the different ways question can be asked. End of it, it's not, does it seem difficult? The difficulty might arise in interpreting the question, for which you have to slowly read it and break it down into smaller parts, like how we did just now. Yeah, we saw this find and it registered in our mind, okay, one question is here over. Okay, find the volume of air that the shed can hold. One question is over. Then we went ahead. Okay, further they're giving different more information and they're asking how much air is in the shed. Why will they ask air when they just asked how much air the shed can hold? Okay, so the machinery and the workers are occupying some space. To subtract that. Okay, we good with this? Yeah, moving on. Now, 1 second. Just for for the recording sake, I'll repeat this explanation. So we have a glass. So our glass is in the shape of a cylinder. The customer, it looks like it is a cylindrical glass. But inside that, there is a hemisphere. Actually, the bottom is not flat of the cylinder. The bottom is of a hemisphere. Yeah, it's not flat, it's a hemisphere here. That's air actually, right? That's taken away by the hemisphere. That's outside. So when the juice or water is filled into this, it will only occupy this part. Yeah, good with that. It'll occupy only this part. It will not go into this part. Yeah. Now they have given us the inner diameter of the cylindrical glass. Okay, so they have given us this whole thing is 5 centimeter. Yeah. Obviously, the diameter of the hemispherical part is also 5. So the hemisphere radius you will get 5 by 2. Okay. Height of the glass, that's cylinder ka height, is what? 10 centimeter. Yeah. Okay with that? Any questions? Okay. Now, coming to the question, what are they asking? They're asking us the apparent capacity and its actual capacity. Now, remember when we were doing the explanation, we used the word looks like. The glass looks like a cylinder. Apparent basically means what it looks like. Okay, how it looks like. So apparent capacity will means volume of the cylinder. You good with that? Yeah. What is the, like, by looking at it, what you will think its volume is? And actual capacity is actually after knowing that hemisphere has been subtracted, what will its capacity be? Okay. Any questions? Okay. We are able to understand these words, apparent and actual. Yeah. Apparent is a very commonly used word. It's used in science also, and you might have seen it, not yet in, you might encounter it in higher science. Okay. Where apparent position of an object and actual position of an object, all of that will come. Okay. In optics. Apparent is basically the full volume of the cylinder. Apparent is for the customer what the volume is. Okay. What it looks like to the customer. Yeah. Okay. Good with that? So our apparent capacity is equal to volume of the cylinder. We can find this. Pi r square h. Yes. We can write volume of cylinder enough. This is on the right side. You write the mathematical part. Okay. Yeah. And actual capacity is equal to volume of cylinder minus volume of hemisphere. We know all formulas here. Yeah. Volume of cylinder is pi r square h. Volume of cylinder is pi r square h minus volume of hemisphere is 2 by 3 pi r cube. Okay. We good? Yes. Shall we move ahead? Will be able to do the calculation? Yes, sir. We should add the hemisphere volume. Think about it, Deepak. In the first one, what is seen to the customer? What is seen by the customer? Is a hemisphere alag se seen here? To the customer, what is visible? Just a cylinder, right? So what is apparent to the customer? Only the cylinder. Are you following me? Yeah. Good with that, Deepak? Yeah. I understand how this confusion may have arisen, but this is hidden. Okay. Now, if there was one more cylinder here, like one more sphere like here, like this, then I will add the sphere's volume. Now that is not there. Now, what is apparent? What can be seen? Only the cylinder can be seen. That's why apparent capacity is volume of cylinder. Okay with that? Yeah. Moving on. All right. So when I read this question, I start reading. I read a solid toy is in the form of a hemisphere. Don't stop here. The solid toy is in the form of a hemisphere surmounted by a right circular cone. That full sentence is describing the toy, which means the hemisphere plus the cone is the toy. Do you get me? Answer? No? A solid toy. No, there is a full stop. The full stop is here. A solid toy is in the form of a hemisphere surmounted by a right circular cone. So my toy is what? Hemisphere surmounted by a right circular cone. So this blue part plus the cone. Are you getting me? Yeah. I don't know why they have put this diagram in which only hemisphere is blue. It's not, does not make sense. But are you getting the difference here? Yeah. So the when you're reading this sentence, you read it fully. Once you read it fully, and then your mind should go, okay, how to break it down? Okay. The solid toy is in the form of a hemisphere surmounted by a right circular cone that's fully describing the solid toy. You get me here? Yeah. Okay. The height of the cone is given. The diameter of the base is given. Base of the cone or the hemisphere, base of the hemisphere, both are same. Yeah. Let me mark that. So height of the, can you tell me in the diagram which line segment will be height of the cone? M1G? FC? FCG is cone. What man? Height of the cone is 2 centimeter. Height of the cone. Cone is only this much part. Can you see that? Yeah. So there is this hemisphere, and on top of that this cone. Okay. This cone ka height is 2 centimeter, which means AO, FC, EB, all of that is the height. Yeah. Next, height of the cone is given, diameter of the base is given, 4 centimeter diameter of the base, does not matter which base you take. All three shapes here are the same base. Okay. So you take this circle, diameter BC or HG or EF, all of them. Okay. So the diameter is 4 centimeter. Yeah. The radius will also be 2. Okay, this will also be 2. Yeah. Now they're saying you first now can someone tell me what all are they asking? Let's talk about that. Okay. I asked you to make a list of what all is being asked. Dinesh. First, they're asking us the volume of the toy. This much is only the toy. Yeah. They're asking us the volume of the toy. What do we do? Volume of cylinder, volume of cone plus volume of hemisphere. Okay. So volume of toy is equal to volume of cone plus volume of hemisphere. Can we do that? Yeah. Now, next. Now this, they are saying if a right circular cylinder circumscribes the toy. You remember circumscribe word from circles chapter? Areas of circles chapter also. What was the meaning of the word circumscribe there? Let me just quickly remind you. If a circle circumscribes a quadrilateral, it meant that it was touching all the vertices of the quadrilateral. Yeah, just touching all the vertices of the quadrilateral means the circle was circumscribing the quadrilateral. Okay, circle was circumscribing. Triangle means it was touching all the vertices of a triangle. Got it? So in this case also a similar situation is happening where all the outer corner points, including this outer point, okay, including all this. So let me just put it physically and show. Okay, see here. So this is my toy shape. Yeah. Okay. Only thing that this will match, the bases will match. Okay. Can you see that? Deepak, can you stand up and see, please? Yeah. Okay, you can see that. Okay. So now, outer points of this will be touched by the cylinder, which means this is the outer point. Okay, so here it will touch. The cylinder will touch here. So my bases of the cylinder will be here and here, and this entire part is outer point. Yeah, circumference of the base of the cone as well as the hemisphere. Yeah. So my cylinder circle, the cylinder will also touch it and go. Okay. Good with that? Dilruba, nahi samjha? We good? Yeah. So that's what is happening here. This cylinder is circumscribing, which means it's basically a way of telling you that for cylinder's height you add this plus this, you will get cylinder's height, and for the cylinder's diameter it will basically be the same diameter as that of the base of the cone and the hemisphere. Okay, they are asking us find the difference of the volumes of the cylinder and the toy. They're not asking us to find the volume of the cylinder. Indirectly we have to find it, but correct. So difference, correct, difference of volumes of cylinder and toy. What minus what will be the case? What will minus what with what? What will it be first? Yes, Deepak. First, we will have volume of cylinder. Why? It is the bigger one. Yeah, that's why I'm doing volume of cylinder minus volume of toy. Volume of toy you have already found here. Yeah, volume of cylinder is pi r square h. Let's just remember what is h in case of cylinder. This 2 plus this 2. 4 is h in case of cylinder. Yeah, and r will be the same too. Yeah. Okay, so here we have pi into 2 square into 4 minus volume of toy, whatever you get here. Okay with that? Any questions? Dilruba? How did we get AO is equal to PO? We did not get that actually. It by chance happened in this question. Okay. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. देखो अलग से this two information is given to you separately, Dilruba. If you notice very carefully, that's a good question actually. This question is saying height of the cone is 2 centimeter. So AO is 2 centimeter. Separately it is saying diameter of the base is 4 centimeter. So this full thing is 4 centimeter. If this full thing is 4 centimeter, how much is BO? 2 radius. OP is also radius. Hemisphere है ना, तो उसका सारे तरफ radius same होगा ना. This is also 2 then. Okay, we got it by chance. It is not. It happened in this question. This cone height may be different. They could have given height of cone is 10 centimeter. हो सकता था ना. Same question can be asked that way also. Yeah. So that's just a coincidence that this and this was same. Okay, Dilruba? ठीक है आंसर. Very good. Shall we move ahead? All right. Now, okay, guys. So what we are doing right now is we are drawing the diagram of this question in the textbook. Yeah, in the textbook only. We will discuss it in some time. All right. Can I have your attention back on the board? So most of us, almost all of us, have got the diagram right. Okay. Bindu was a little confused in the beginning. She was drawing the hemisphere inside, and of course that is not very clear in the question. But let's read it once. Okay. Solid is in the shape of a cone standing on a hemisphere. Okay. Which means the hemisphere is there and then cone is also there. It's not like if it was like this, then cone will come like this. You're getting me? Yeah. So it's standing on the hemisphere. So obviously this part is not like that. The hemisphere is like this and the cone is like this. Yeah. Solid is in this top in the form of a cone on a hemisphere. They're saying both their radii is equal to 1 centimeter. So basically, sorry, this part is 1 centimeter. Yeah. Height of the cone is equal to its radius. So height of the cone is also, this part is also 1 centimeter. Can we find the volume of the solid in terms of pi? What does that mean? Volume of solid will be equal to volume of cone plus volume of hemisphere. Are we okay with that? Yeah. Bindu, okay with this much? Yeah. Volume of cone is how much? Pi r square h ka 1 by 3. Volume of hemisphere is how much? 2 by 3 pi r square pi r cube. Yeah. Okay with the formula? Now, in place of r, what you will put? 1. In place of h, what you will put? 1. In place of r, you will put 1. So that's equal to 1 by 3. They are saying in terms of pi means don't substitute the value of pi. Leave it pi only. Yeah. So 1 by 3 pi into 1 square into 1 plus 2 by 3 pi into 1 cube. 1 cube is also 1. This all is also 1. So 1 by 3 pi plus 2 by 3 pi. Got the calculation? That's what, actually 3 by 3 pi, that's what, 1 pi. Okay, so this cube's volume, this solid's volume, not cube, the solid's volume is only pi centimeter cube. Okay, pi centimeter because it's centimeter. Okay, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, you will end up doing that only. No, pi if you take common, if you take from here, if you take common out, pi out. That's what you're doing at the end of the day. 1 by 3 plus 2 by 3, no? Yeah, that's equal to pi into 3 by 3, no? That's equal to 1 pi. Yeah. Good with that? All right. Let's cover a couple of more questions. Let's read question number 2. Give me a diagram for that. Read question number 2 and give me a diagram for that. All right, guys, can I have your attention back on the board in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Now, focus on the board, please, okay? Rachel, an engineering student, was asked to make a model shaped like a cylinder with 2 cones attached at its 2 ends by using a thin aluminum sheet. Now, again, our diagram is like this, okay? Our diagram is like this, and then there is a cone here and a cone here, okay? But you know what? Again, Abhi did one thing. What Abhi did is he put cone like this. He put cone like this, and then he made the cylinder here. Now the same mistake Bindu did in the previous question. Bindu did cylinder here and hemisphere here in the first question. Now I will give you a rule to remember when it will go inside. Okay. Unless and until they are telling you explicitly that this cone is inside of the cylinder, or that it is the cylinder is covering the cone from outside, like it was in the example, the glass example. Okay, unless and until they are telling you alag se, or if they are giving you a diagram like that, you always draw it outside. Are you getting me? Yeah. Huh? Circumscribing has a different, yeah, it is circumscribing means it's covering, yeah, that's also a different thing, but that may not come here. It will be like a cylinder is covering the 2 cones. The 2 cones are inside the cylinder, the tips pointing to each other, something like that. You will figure it out, okay? Unless until it's not explicitly stated, you have to draw it outside. Are we good with that? Okay, remaining measurements of the remaining, what are the measurements that we know here? So we have we have the diameter of the model is 3 centimeters. So this diameter is 3 centimeters. Okay, so we know it will be like 1.5. Yeah, the radius of both the cone as well as the cylinder. Length is 12 centimeter. Now note here very well, diameter of the model they are talking about, and length of the model only. So what is the length total from this tip to this tip? This is 12 centimeter. Are you good? Yes. Yeah, that's something which you have to pay attention to. They say, if they simply they did not say length of the cylinder, they did not say length of the cones, they said length of the model. So the entire model is 12 centimeter long or high, however you want to put it. Yeah, good with that? Height of each cone is 2 centimeters. So this is 2 centimeter. This is also 2 centimeter. Yeah. Assume that the outer and inner dimensions of the model nearly to be same. What is this thing they're saying? Okay, let's see it. Find the volume of air in the model that Rachel has made. Okay, basically you have to find the volume of this whole thing, but they're adding this another thing here. Why are they adding that? Anyone? Now suppose that aluminum sheet was like a fat thing, then the volume of air inside will get reduced, no? That's why they're telling you don't worry about that. Okay, assume that the inner and outer dimensions are the same. So basically, whatever is the solid size, full is filled with air. Okay, it's not like the sheet is something fat or it's wood, something which is taking away air from inside. Okay, that's all they're trying to tell you. Good with that? Abhi, followed what I said? Yeah. Moving on. Can we do this? So volume of, let me actually write it down. So volume of air inside is equal to volume of cylinder plus 2 times volume of cone. Okay. Yes. Okay. So volume of cylinder is pi r square h plus 2 times 1/3 pi r square into this h. So let's call it h1. Chalo, okay. Okay. So this pi r square h will be pi r. You take whatever pi r. This r will be what? 3/2. 3/2 ka square. H is what for this? What is the H for cylinder? What is the H? Can you raise your hand and tell me what is the H for cylinder? Mansa? 8, because we're taking off this 2 and this 2 from this 12. Yeah. So we have into 8 here. This 2 square things will get cancelled also. 2/3 into pi into r square, again r is 3 by 2 square into h. H is what? H1 is what here? What is h1 in cone? Dilruba? 2. Okay. This is my h1. Good with that? You ready to move ahead? Yes, sir. All right. Now the next question is a little tricky. Okay. Yes, it is not gulab jamun. All right, I want you to take a minute to read that question. Hey guys, let's come back. Let's in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Asghar cracked it, and it was a tough one to crack, so I am going to give him 10 points. Okay, he was the first one to crack also. Yeah. So I want your eyes on the board here. Okay. A gulab jamun contains sugar syrup up to 30% of its volume. Okay, let's ignore this sentence for now. Okay, let's keep it to the side. Find approximately how much syrup. Okay, fine. Again, it's related to the first sentence. Let's keep it to the side. How many gulab jamuns are there? 45 gulab jamuns we have. Now they are giving us information about the shape. Finally, the shape information is starting here. Each shaped like a cylinder with two hemispherical ends, with a hemisphere here and a hemisphere here. Okay. Yeah, let me draw it. So there is a cylinder and a hemisphere here and a hemisphere here. Okay. Not able to draw. Okay. Now they given us the information. Hemispherical ends with length 5 centimeter. Length 5 centimeter will be full gulab jamun's length, or will it only be this much? Full gulab jamun's length. Each shaped like a cylinder with two hemispherical ends with length 5 centimeter and diameter as 2.8 centimeter. Okay, 2.8 ka 1.4 ban jayega. So there is volume of 1 gulab jamun. Now let's decode. How will we do this? Okay, let's actually now start thinking behind. Now they are saying we have 45 gulab jamuns. Okay, whatever volume of 1 gulab jamun into 45 will give me total volume of gulab jamuns. Okay. Now, so total volume of gulab jamuns. Actually, let's write this first. Volume of 1 gulab jamun first. Okay. So volume of 1 gulab jamun is how much? How do we write that? Volume of cylinder plus 2 into volume of hemisphere. Are we okay with that? Yeah. We can find this. This is volume of 1 gulab jamun. But how many gulab jamuns do I have? 45 gulab jamuns I have. So I multiply it with 45. Okay. So total volume of gulab jamuns is equal to 45 into volume of 1 gulab jamun. Okay with that? Now so far we have found the total volume of gulab jamuns. But what do we have to find? We don't have to find volume of gulab jamun. We have to find how much syrup will be there. Think about it. Each of the gulab jamuns has 30% syrup. Means suppose, think about it, okay? If I have 1 gulab jamun, it is 100 centimeter cube. How much syrup is there? How much is that? 30 centimeter cube. Yeah. If 1 gulab jamun is totally 100 centimeter cube, then in that 30 centimeter cube is syrup. Got it? If I have total of 80 liters of gulab jamun, 80 liters of gulab jamun if I have, how much syrup will be there? 30% of 80 liter. That is 30 by 100 into 80. You following me? So whatever my total volume came, the volume of syrup in 45 gulab jamuns will be equal to this total volume. Okay. into 30%. 30% of total volume of gulab jamuns. Okay with that? Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Are we following this here? Percentage wise, are we good with this? Bindu, are you confused? Yeah. Huh? Can you tell me, Dilruba, where the confusion is happening? You did it. Yeah. Huh? Correct. Correct. Now notice this. Someone asked me. I don't know who asked me. Purely asked me. Tulsi asked me, what is? They have not given us anything about this cylinder. This cylinder is irrelevant, not related to the question only. Are you getting me? It's just a deception there. Okay, it's not relevant. Your diagram. This is just they have shown one gulab jamun dabba. Okay, not important at all. What we need is this actual diagram of the gulab jamun, which you will have to make. Yeah, Tulsi. Ignore the dabba. You're getting it? Yeah. So you don't rely on the diagram that much unless and until it is like properly labeled clearly. Read the question and then figure it out. Yeah. Okay. So far we have done what all? Let's make a list of that. Examples. The 3 examples before this exercise.